number 5. Is that right? Yeah. Let's do -5 times the big square root of 75 a cubed b to the 4th. Now be careful with that b so it doesn't look like a 6. We're going to leave our -5 out front, and then we're going to make us a big old square root. And 75, if you start with 5, it's fine. I always start with 3 because I know it's going to be 3 times 5 times 5. So I'm going to write it 5 squared times 3. What's a cubed going to become? I need a 2, so I've got a squared times a. And then my b to the 4th, if you go the route I was going, is b to the 2nd times b to the 2nd. Got a -5 on the outside. The square root of that 5 squared is 5. The square root of that a squared is a. The square root of the b squared is b. And the square root of that b squared is b. Now what's left inside? And I think because you've done so well with the numbers, the variables shouldn't bother you that much. I know I didn't give you any like this on classwork, but I'm going to do it for ACT purposes. I'm sorry, I'll make sure you get that. Let's do the square root of, let's do 49 m to the 51 and n to the 47. 49 is a perfect square, so I can leave it 49 or I can write it 7 squared. That's its factor tree. Now watch what I'm going to do to m to the 51. I'm going to write it m to the 50 times m to the 1. And you may want to put the 1 there. The n to the, I tell you what, let's add a y to the 18th there too. Put another variable on it for me. And then I'm going to write the n to the 47 is n to the 46 times n to the 1. And y to the 18th is a perfect square. I'm going to write it as y to the 18th. Perfect square, perfect square, perfect square, perfect square. Any even exponent is a perfect square. The square root of 7 squared is 7. Now what's going to be the square root of m to the 50? M to the watt times m to the watt equals m to the 50 for those two numbers to be the same. How about m to the 25 times m to the 25? Does that work? Because what do you do to their exponents? That would be less than 13. Remember, m to the 8th times m to the 5th equals m to the 13th. You add their exponents. So the square root of m to the 50 is m to the 25. We'll come back to that m. Now what about n to the 46? What would be its square root? N to the 23. That n's going to stay. And then what's the square root of y to the 18th? Y to the 9th. And so what's inside is going to be an m and an n. And that's all that got left.